Hi, this is Matthew. I'm going to talk about the next Chicago album. It's the final release of that mythical album, Stone of Sisyphus, which was recorded in 93, was supposed to come out in 94, and it did not come out. I'll talk about it again briefly. I mentioned it before when that came up, but now I get to review the whole thing. Because they were supposed to put it out in 93. They recorded everything. Had that guy Dwayne Bailey, he was on it. And they do all that. They record it. It's ready to go. Show it to Warner Brothers. Oh, this is great. You know, there's hits on here, blah, 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 blah. Time comes along. Then there's a bunch of political stuff with people, management changing and whatever. They decide not to release it. They don't think they can. It's too weird, too adventurous. Can't make anything out of it. It goes, basically it's shelved and disappears for 15 years. Much to the band's annoyance and fractures within the band. They don't renew Dwayne Bailey's contract. He leaves. The current guy is there. I've lost his name. Just a moment. Let me get his name again. It is 1 minute here. I forget his. I'm spacing out his name. It was. Where does he go? It is. Yeah, Keith Hallen. Sorry, Keith Hallen, who's still there in the point where we are in the timeline. And you know, it had been put out. Some stuff had been on some some bootleg compilations. Some stuff in Japan had some titles. We had one here in the U.S. on the box. So did 3 tracks from it. So yeah, I think it had been out there. Some of it's been. There was even a '93 concert that was done and was out there. That some couple tracks from that were on there. There's been some solo editions of it from other people in the band. Had put some stuff out on their albums throughout the years. In fact, there was a synth manufacturer they were using for synthesizers, and they had made a whole disc of the whole band playing that you could still use in their synthesizers, and you could make stuff that sounded like Chicago if you wanted to. It was a whole disc. There's like a bonus track on there apparently that Jason Sheff put on Evangeline. I think it's called Evangeline, something like that. There was a whole disc about it apparently. I don't know. Who knows if you can find that disc? I forget the synth maker is. See if I can find it really quick. If anybody can find it. It is. Where is that? Let's check where that's at. Trying to find that here. I'm not sure if there. I can't find that particular section at the minute. It's in the Wikipedia article if you want to go find it. It's definitely there. It's kind of interesting. And oh, here we go. It is. What is their name? It is. It is ENSONIQ. Insonic? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. But there was a CD-ROM. There was a whole CD-ROM for professionals and engineers to use, apparently. Creative original music inspired by Chicago, I think it is, something like that. If you can find that disc from that Insonic synthesizer maker. I don't know if it can still be used or not, or played. I suppose if you have that particular, synthesizer, if you can find one, or can get a computer to to see it and stuff, you might be able to use it. So, very possible. It'd be kind of cool to hear that disc. I wish I could. That'd be neat. I really enjoyed this thing. There's a lot of stuff I think could have been hits and could have been played, and it wasn't. But it's out. It finally came out. I remember getting it. I remember being very excited about it because I'd heard about it. But it came out in 2008, finally. And a lot of people talk about Chinese Democracy by Guns N' Roses. That came out in November of 2008, which I also have that album because, again, legendary stuff. It's never coming out, when hell freezes over, blah, blah, blah things. So I have both, but I like both, and I like this one because it's Chicago. But there's horns everywhere. It sounds great. Definitely early 90s keyboards, but it doesn't matter. It sounds good to me anyway, and the drums are good. Everything is good about it. I really enjoy it. I don't know. It's just sad that it got kind of messed with. We'll go through it, though. There was a track called Get On This that did not get included. I don't know why. If I were Chicago, I would put it out again in 2028 and add the track to it somewhere. Leave everything else alone. There's even some demos on here. There's like 4 demos and stuff. Leave those alone. Just add the track on wherever you want to put it. I would get it again just for that track. I want to hear the track. I would try to go. Hopefully, there's still CDs being made in 28. I would go get one. I would if they add that on, and maybe heck they want to put out another disc of like other demos and outtakes. Hey, I might grab it. I'd consider it. Definitely for the other track, I would for sure. But we have our tracks here. We have 15 songs. Used to be 11 without the 4 extra tracks. We start out with Stone of Sisyphus, the title track. Sisyphus was a guy in Greek mythology who had to roll a stone up a hill, and it kept coming back down, and he had to keep doing this as his punishment forever and ever throughout eternity, and just kind of a mindless task. Things are, I guess, called Sisyphon because of that. And it's kind of tedious and mindless, and just also with the label being stupid and releasing it, so I don't know. But yeah, it's a great track. This to me screams single somewhere. Even in the adult contemporary side, I really like it. It is Dwayne Bailey and Lula Mae Loughlin wrote that one, and Robert Lemon, Dwayne Bailey sing it. Dwayne Bailey's really good. I don't know what else he's done, but I really like his vocals. They're very powerful. To me, it's a hit. Again, idiot people, new people at Warner Brothers. If they only could have put it out when the other people were in charge, something might have happened. But if you bury it and shelve it and you don't release it, and even if you do, if you don't promote it or market it, you're not going to get anywhere. But I'm glad it's finally out. It's sad that it didn't get a fair shake, as it were, to me. Then we jump to Bigger Than Elvis. That's Jason Shep's song about his dad. He was a bass player for Elvis and was on one of the specials, and just his, things about Elvis. And I don't know if it's on the album, but there was a version he made with his dad's playing a bass track. And he put that in the song and gave it to his dad. I don't know if that's the version on here. It's a good song. I like Jason Shep's vocals anyway. Jason Shep and Peter Wolf, the producer of this album, and Ina Wolf, I don't know, maybe it's his wife or something, helped with it. I guess Peter Wolf hadn't been available to do anything for years, and they finally got him to do this, and lo and behold, the whole darn thing just gets shelved. It's ridiculous. Vocals with Jason Shep, good track. And then we go to All the Years, which is Robert Lamb and Bruce Gage wrote that one. Robert Lamb sings it. Yeah, that was on one of his solo albums, too. So he has a version if you want to go find his solo album. I think it was 95, or no, I'm not sure. Early 90s, I think. And then we have Mahjong, the game. There's some kind of reference to being, I think the guy's kind of a player, but this is a good track. This is a really good track. I really like it. Jason Chef, Rock Walsh, Aaron Zigman wrote it. Vocals by Bill Champlain. He's good anyway, but yeah, it's unusual, but I like it. My brother didn't like this. He heard the album, he didn't like it at the time, but it's cool. I don't know what it is about it, but I like his vocals on this. And then we go to Sleeping in the Middle of the Bed, which is kind of a hip-hop influence thing. It's kind of unusual, but more like, I guess they were going through Robert Lamb's old records, and I guess he had some kind of beat poet type stuff. And some of these guys were kind of doing that kind of a rap kind of style, sort of, before rap was a thing. Speaks, their poems like in rhythms. Robert Lamb and John McCurry wrote this one, and Robert Lamb and Bill Champlain are on it. I forget who does the rappy parts, but again, an interesting song. Some interesting rhythms going on. It's kind of cool. It's different. I don't think it would have gotten played, but I kind of like it anyway, and it's kind of interesting, instrumentally too. Let's Take a Lifetime is next. That could have been a possible single. Chef Walsh and Zigman with Jason Chef on vocals. I think it's the next one I really liked. The Pull, I think it was. I think that's the one I think I like that one a lot too. Robert Lamb Chef and Peter Wolf wrote it. Chef and Lamb sing this one. I think that was the one I really liked. I think maybe it could have been a single to me. Here With Me and Candle for the Dark. That one I think maybe could have been possibly more of a romantic one. I think ballady. James Pico and Robert Lamb and a guy named Greg O'Connor. Vocals by Lamb, Chef, and Champlain all together. I really like Chef and Champlain together, but I do like Lamb too. But like, those two complement each other really nicely. They always have to me when they're together. But it's cool. We get all three on vocals on a track. Can't go wrong there. She's been there for absolutely ever at this point. Even at that time. And then Plaid. Butcher played Robert Lamb, and a guy named Greg Matheson wrote that one. Champlain was on vocals here. Then Cry for the Lost is Champlain and Dennis Madkiski. Real Champlain. I really like all these songs. There's not a bad song in the bunch as far as I'm concerned. It's a fun listen. I like it. I wish to God it could have been hits on the radio. Maybe I could have heard them and known about it. And knew that Chicago was making things. I don't know. Of course, they did come here in '94. I wonder if they even played. I wonder if we got to hear any tracks from this album, because they would have known it was going to get shelved. I think they came in the fall. Maybe they would have known by then, but I think they came in the fall around here. I remember hearing about it and kind of wanting to go, but no, I couldn't. I was too young. Didn't have money, and who would have taken me? And not that they would have taken me, but my parents would have. I have no doubt, but I never really thought much about it. I kind of wanted to go kind of in my head, But I got to go a couple of years later, in '97, so that's fine. But yeah, I would like to have heard Stone of Sisyphus. That would have been a really neat track to have heard live. It's a good performance. So sad. This whole thing is just sad. And then I believe we jumped now. The Show Must Go On is the last track. Champlain and Gage wrote it with Champlain again. Lots of good Bill Champlain vocals. Then we jump to our bonus tracks that would not have been, had the album come out, they would not have been on it. But they're on this version. Some demo, 3 demos and our title track without a rhythm loop. We go to a demo of Love Is Forever. This cassette this is on is crap. It is a terrible cassette. Good for a demo, but it is not a good cassette. It is, I don't know if it's just age or if it was a cheap cassette. I don't know. Doesn't sound as good as the other two, but it's not bad. There's definitely a quality difference. I don't mind it. I had tapes like this, so it doesn't bother me. I had some bad quality tapes for things I had recorded, but it was all I had at the time. They were around. I used them, and there you go. So, no judgments here, guys. No judgment at all. I've used crappy tapes myself back in the day. So it's fine. And then we go to have a demo of Mahjong. A little bit of a hummy thing, but it's definitely like, professionally done somewhere. No bad tapes here, with some keyboards and him singing with some vocalists of some sort. Even like a woo and stuff in the background at times, but really good vocal by Bill Champlain here. Excellent. Even though it's a demo, it's like he really was trying to put some effort into it. I enjoyed it. I don't know who the vocalists were. I don't recognize anybody in that. I don't know. Maybe it's people he knew or family members. I don't know who it was, but yeah, a good one. And then we have another demo, a last demo here. Let's Take a Lifetime. Definitely some. I think some band members were on this one too. I think they were. Some kind of background vocals and like some of it was made to kind of make it like a full track, even though it's a demo, to kind of show kind of what it was going to be like. But a good one again. The demos were cool. Interesting. I was cool. Would have been cool to have had demos of everything. Have a second disc of like demos, but maybe in 28. Anybody listening in Warner Brothers and Rhino? Come on now. And then of course it's the Stone of Sisyphus track with the rhythm loop. It's still. Yeah, I think it's the full track as you've heard it with when you hear the album, but it's like a rhythmy loopy thing that's not in it. But otherwise, it could have worked either way. I think the rhythm loop maybe gives it a little bit extra punch that it maybe doesn't have otherwise. But it could have worked either way. You could have put both versions out. Maybe the less poppy stations could have gotten the softer stations could have gotten this one, and maybe the hot ACs and stuff could have gotten the other one, and maybe top 40. There's some good guitar work on this too. Some good, nice guitars anyway throughout the whole thing. But yeah, this might have worked on top 40. Maybe could have cracked it maybe somewhere on the chart. Maybe not number one, but I think it could have made a dent somewhere, even in '94. I think it could have made a dent someplace. I feel. Maybe I'm crazy, but other ones could have been sure wins for AC charts and hot AC and things like that. But I think this could have maybe been a minor hit, but we'll never know because it wasn't. No singles were released, of course. They just put this out and put the demos on. But a sadly wasted opportunity by people running labels who don't understand what's going on, in my opinion. Very sad, but I enjoyed it. You should go listen to it. Check it out anyway. Our people on it here are going to be, of course, the band is, of course, Robert Lamb, keyboards, lead and backing vocals, of course. Lil Wayne, trumpet, flugelhorn, and backing vocals. James Pico, trombone, backing vocals, horn arrangements, and horn co-arrangement on Stone of Sisyphus. Yeah, there's horns are all the way through this thing, of course, as they should be. Lots of pairs of woodwinds and backing vocals. Oh, where was that? There was even a trombone solo by Panko. I don't remember where that's at now. Sad. It was good. It's a pretty good solo. I played trombone, of course, as people know by now. Yeah, it was good. I forget what track it was, though. I tried to make a note and I forgot. Oh well, it's really good. You'll find it. Who played keyboards, rhythm guitars, and backing vocals. So it's some rhythm guitars too. Jason Chef bass guitar, lead and backing vocals. Dwayne Bailey rhythm guitars, lead guitar on Stone of Sisyphus. And Barely I Was in Love is Forever. Lead and backing vocals. Horn core arrangement on Stone of Sisyphus. Yeah, he does a good guitar solo on Stone of Sisyphus. Yeah. Still song is kind of in my head right now, actually, as I'm doing this. I might have to go play it again. I think it would have been a hit somewhere. I feel even if it wasn't in this country, somebody I feel would have gotten it. Bad labels. Bad labels. You're missing out, in my opinion. Trace Eminence on drums, of course, and harmonica. I guess there's a harmonica somewhere. I forget where, though. Additional personnel. It's a shame that Dwayne Bailey would be gone after this. Would have been cool to have had a fourth vocalist on things, but I don't know if he would have worked on the big band stuff, but I don't know. Maybe. But we'll never know because he wasn't there, and all this tried to happen with his album not coming out. Just sad. Oh well. Peter Wolf for the arrangements and keyboards and keyboard bass. Bruce Gage is the guitarist. Oh, that's right. Yeah, if you see, he's been on some other albums after this, I think, too, if I remember right. Sheldon Reynolds is on guitars. Jerry Schiff on bass guitar, Bigger Than Elvis. That must be his dad. So that did get included. That's awesome. He played with Elvis a bit, so that's pretty cool. But I wonder if his dad ever got interviewed about working with Elvis. I wonder if there's any interviews with him about what that was like and what it was like to tour with Elvis and be around Elvis and what he was like to be around and how do they interact and just being on the road musician stuff even without Elvis would be interesting to read about or even listen to if there's any audio of him speaking about it, but I don't know. Oh wow, the Jordanaires, who was Elvis's backing group, are on the Bigger Than Elvis track. Ooh, wow. I wonder how that got arranged. That's cool. I didn't know. I knew there's some people on it. I didn't know who they were. And it was not Chicago. It's the Jordanaires. That is so cool. Joseph Williams on backing vocals on Let's Take a Lifetime. And that is it. Yeah. So cool album. I didn't know the Jordanaires were on it, though. That's neat. Very cool. Any Elvis fans watching? Check out the track. If you haven't heard it already, I'm sure it's probably made the rounds in Elvis circles, probably. I think Faith Hill even had an Elvis-type track on one of her albums in '98. Total non-Chicago related thing, but an Elvis thing. But yeah, I really like this. I may go have to play Stone of Sisyphus before I leave work, just because it's so darn catchy. Missed opportunity by a label that didn't know its own group and its own fans. I'll say it again. Missed out. It's a good album. Go hear it. Go check it out. You can stream it, of course, with the other ones from their catalog anywhere. It's really good. It's really good. It's really sad that it didn't get the love it deserved. I kind of like it. I even at the time I liked it. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that it was the same group as always and blah blah blah. But that's who was in the group. That's who would have made it. So it makes sense to me. Then we'll move on. Dwayne Bailey, of course, will have gone. Bill Champlain will be gone. We'll jump to 2011 to something I didn't even know existed. Just another Christmas album called "Oh Christmas 3," not "Tree," but 3 from 2011. I so would have grabbed this if I had known about it. I'm irritated. I may have to try to go find it. I may see if I can find a CD version or later in the year. I may have to try to go find one. Because I have the original. I have What's It Gonna Be, Santa. I didn't know this was a thing. I don't know how I missed it. I don't know. I didn't get emails even about. I knew nothing about this. I'm really irritated. Never heard about it. I don't know if it got plugged on any of the talk shows. I never heard about it. I'm very curious to see what's on it and if it's any good. I'm sure it is. But we'll hit the Christmas scene again in April. Hopefully when I record it. It's April 24th now. That's okay. To the other in March. It's okay. Be curious to see what they do with it. I know there's a couple of compilations of Christmas albums as well after this. So yeah, this will be 30. This was supposed to be 20 32 overall, 18 album total. But it is 32 overall, so that's what I'm going to call it. It'll be 32. And Christmas 3 will be 33. Ha ha ha. Yes. I see the humor and the wordplay there. I didn't miss it, guys. But yeah, we'll do more Christmassy things next time, but this was an album that did not get what it deserved and should have gotten, and would have gotten had the label done its thing correctly. But we'll do Christmas next time, and I'll Christmas 3 in the next video.